Hello, let's provide some update for the March 13, 2022. So I already published some common information. Now I'm going to show you some satellite map and some video about what is happening in Kyiv as well as Mariupol. This is the satellite image of the Kyiv, the capital Kyiv. Kyiv is on the lower right corner. This is the Kyiv. This is the Kyiv is on the right lower right side. This is the road lead to this Irpin. I think either Irpin is probably here. Here is the Irpin. And this is Bucha and Irpin. See, the right dot is flare detected by the satellite. So we can see there's still heavy fighting in Bucha. So Bucha is not entirely controlled by the Russian. And similarly, like the Irpin is also fighting very hard. There seem to be a flood, the Ukraine bombed the dam connect to the Dnipro River over here, over right side corner, and they flooded the Irpin River. Although they flood the river is not high enough so that it only flood up to this place. To the south is still not flooded. See, the river is still very narrow. So what happens is that Russian on this part area, they still trying to find a position from here or here. See, this side there is a bridge here, there is also a bridge here. Or even in here they can cross it because the river is just very narrow. It's a few meter, maybe a dozen meter across. In here is like 100 meter or 200 meter across, so they can definitely cannot cross from here. They can cross from here. So they are fighting hard in Bucha, Irpin, and the surrounding area, try to find a foothold. I think they fight through the building, and both sides, there is also attack inside as well. We can see a bigger picture. So what we just saw is this area. Like this area, there is a dam here. So Ukraine soldier bombed the dam, flood this Irpin River to the north. So Ukraine side still control this part, and as well as all the city. So you can see there's some fire here, there's some fire here, there's smoking here. So they probably shoot like a artillery weapon to each other, so that all this area is within the frontier. The frontier is roughly about half to the city, so that's similar to what we draw here. See, that should be roughly it is. This is the Irpin, right? This bridge, this one also fighting here. Although to the east side of the Kyiv, there seem to be not much fighting going on, not much fire going on. So the Russians are pretty far away, like around this region. So there isn't, here is the international airport. So the Kyiv area, I still think that Russian didn't really attack very strongly. They just tentatively attack. There is only 30,000 Russian soldiers, so it's far from enough to attack Kiev. There's no way they will do that. They will just pretend to keep the Nazi part of the Ukraine soldier around Kiev. Their main target actually is in south. Let's go to the south. This is a satellite image for the fire happen, like fire and heat happening around the downtown Mariupol. This is Mariupol. This is steel factory. So the yellow area is happened something like 12 hours ago because it's evening. Usually Russian start attack around dinner time, like 6 p.m. So they started in the morning, like 5 a.m. So we can see most of the activity affair happened in 12 hours ago. So that's exactly right now, like it's early in the morning. The Russian probably was started very soon. So we can see this is the bridge. It's on these two sides of this cross. So let's go back to our map. This is the road. We see two sides of this cross here. So it's mostly fighting around here, as well as some portion over here. So, and some activity going on inside the steel factory, and there is several spots here, right? So that's what is happening. There's several spots here, 2 spots here. So on this part, this is the Russian artillery position. They are using artillery or rocket to fire the rocket and hit this area and this area. Modern artillery can have relatively precise range, so they can modulate and relatively accurately attack this area. This is about 6 to 10 kilometers away. So here is the image. The video is about the east of the Azov Steel, the steel factory. It's about this area. I actually coordinated and mapped it accurately. So the video shooted from here up to here. So you see the two building. It's right in here. It's right in these two. This one and the second one is here. So there are 3 like a slant building. It's right inside this area, like a 3 slant building here, right? So there is several other slant building. There is 2Z like a long building here. So the fighting mostly happened around here. The smoke was mostly in here. That's I think the reason is potentially this is a high-rise building as well. This is high-rise building. So from the picture and from other video, we can also see that the Ukraine and the Russian soldiers fight over each of the building, like a high-rise building, these are all residential building. They fight one and move to the next one, So seem to be most of the building are hit by artillery, probably most likely not artillery, like a rocket launcher or missile launcher, because if someone stay in a very high in a residential building, you have no way to counterattack unless you fire rocket launcher, right? So once you hit the rocket launcher, the building will catch fire. The fire will burn up all the building. That's normally most of fire happen, right? So we can see most of the building has some difficult fight in there. So they see the smoke happen on the second block. It's around this area. So we can also see the picture here. Here is the heat. This most fire happen. It's the most fight probably happen. We would draw in the middle of this land too. And see, yesterday I talked about the port was occupied by Russian, right? Russian was like a Black Sea fleet is undocking the armored vehicle and the tank here. See, within 3 kilometers there is no fight at all. Right? Barely. There's some small dot may not necessarily be fight. So we would draw in the middle of the dot. This happened in the last week. Some of the things happen in the last 12 hours. So if they happen in the last 12 hours, like the yellow one here, mostly see, this red just happened, so it's Russian already started attacking. So this red happened within an hour or so, because just like 20 minutes earlier there's no red dot here, right? So this happened was in the last 30 minutes. So we can pretty sure that the separation of the line is around here. So there is some movement forward, like some yesterday probably is here. Today is maybe like 100 meter further to this place. So this happened in the steel factory. 2 days ago, there is a airdrop bomb, several bombs. The airplane go from the northeast to this direction and drop about 10 bombs inside the factory here. Today they moved here, this side. So from that bomb, I can see that if the Ukraine soldiers are not in residential area, they are in factory or in open space, the Russian will attack them through the airplane. But if they stay in the residential area, the Russian airplane have no use, right? You cannot bomb the residential area. That is a difficult or like a handicap by the Russian airplane has not much use. They have to fight street by street, building by building. That's how we see why it is so ugly, because once you hit the rocket to a residential building, it will catch fire. It will burn from one house to the next until all the buildings get burned out. This is what happened. Anyway, it's very difficult to fight for each side. I think, in my personal opinion, I think the fight should stop as soon as possible. Like Ukraine is just a 5-year child. You should not go to fight a bully, like a Russian bully, like 30 years old, right? You're going to be beat up like Finland. Finland, like in 1930, fight a war with Russian. and they be heavily beat up and have to give up part of their territory to Russian, and the Russian promised them to protect them, so they never get attacked again. I think that's the fact that if you neighbor a big superpower, you do not want to go against the superpower, right? I don't. There is nothing right or wrong. I'm just say practically, you have to do that. If you don't do that, you will get beat up. That's just you. If you live next to a bully, there is no choice for you, right? You cannot, like 5 years old. If you like the U.S. supply more weapon to Ukraine, if they keep fighting, Russian will do something similar to what the Russian is doing in Mariupol, right? It's just more suffer for the ordinary people. There is no point to fight with Russian. Need to be the politicians in Ukraine need to be practical and trying to compromise between eastern side of the Russian ethnic group and the western side of Ukraine native. The two sides should not fight each other. Anyway, let's stop today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button.